Welcome to another episode of the Appiah Counseling Podcast. I want to begin today with a simple question. Can you trust every thought that you have? It's an interesting question because most of us spend our entire lives listening to our own thoughts. They're so familiar that we rarely stop to question them. So over the next few minutes, let's explore whether every thought deserves to be believed and what psychology can teach us about the conversations we have inside our minds. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, they're probably annoyed with me? Or, I'm definitely going to fail? Or perhaps, everyone else seems to have their life together except me. The interesting thing is that thoughts like these can feel incredibly convincing, not because they're true, but because they're ours. One of the biggest assumptions we make is that if we think something, it must be accurate. But let's test that idea. Picture this. You send someone a message. Hours pass. No reply. Almost immediately, your mind starts filling in the gaps. Maybe I've upset them. Perhaps they're ignoring me. Did I say something wrong? By the evening, you've created an entire story. Then the following morning, they reply, sorry, my phone died yesterday. Nothing changed except one piece of information, yet your emotional experience changed completely. What does that tell us? Sometimes our thoughts are facts, sometimes they're guesses. The difficulty is that our brains don't actually label them clearly. Aaron Beck, one of the founders of cognitive behavioral therapy, spent much of his career exploring what he called automatic thoughts. They're the quick, often unnoticed thoughts that appear before we've had time to even examine them. They're automatic, but not necessarily accurate. Here's another example. Imagine you're walking into a meeting. One person doesn't smile at you. Your mind immediately concludes, they don't like me. But there are dozens of other possibilities. They could be distracted, thinking about something at home, feeling unwell, or perhaps they simply didn't see you. Our minds are remarkably good at filling in missing information. The challenge is that they don't always fill it in correctly. That's one reason overthinking can become so exhausting. We begin treating assumptions as evidence. Sometimes one thing I often notice is that people are much kinder when evaluating someone else's thoughts than their own. If a friend said, I'm sure everyone at work thinks I'm useless, you'd probably ask, what makes you think that? You'd be curious. You'd look for evidence. Yet when the thought belongs to us, we often accept it without question. Maybe that's something worth changing. Instead of asking, is this thought true? Perhaps you could ask, what evidence do I have? Or even, is there another explanation I haven't considered? Notice that neither question dismisses the thought, it simply slows it down. The pause can make all the difference. The author Anai Nin wrote, we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. Whether we're tired, anxious, under pressure, or feeling confident, our internal state influences how we interpret the world around us. That's why the same situation can look completely different on 2 different days. Here's the important thing. Learning not to trust every thought doesn't mean ignoring your instincts. It means recognizing that thoughts are mental events. They arrive, they leave. Some deserve attention, others deserve curiosity. And some deserve to pass by without being treated as absolute truth. As we wrap up today's conversation, here's something I'd encourage you to notice this week. The next time you have a thought that immediately changes how you feel, pause. Ask yourself, do I know this or am I assuming it? That single question might change the conversation you're having with yourself. Thank you for listening. Until next time, take care.